Losing objective butter. We have taken objective.
Do you believe?
Hey, what is up, you sexy beasts? My name is Shadowfax, and or Louise, whichever you want to call me, and today, guys, we've got some more Battlefield 1 gameplay. Domination, aggressive sniping, if you will, on the map Argonne Forest. I believe I've pronounced that correctly, hopefully. And I hope you enjoyed that little clip at the beginning. I was quite pleased with myself when I managed to just about pull that little manoeuvre off. But yeah, that was from this gameplay. But anyway, guys, I wanted to talk about today something that I'm probably a little bit late to the party about, because it's something that sort of came up in discussion when the Battlefield 1 beta came out, I believe. But it was something that sort of came to my attention only recently. I'd heard about it before, but I wanted to talk about it now because it's something that's only really sort of grabbed my attention, and it is the fact that there are no female characters in Battlefield 1. I believe there is a female character that you can play as in one of the missions in campaign, which is absolutely awesome. But I wanted to talk about the fact that there are no female characters in multiplayer for Battlefield 1 from my perspective as a female gamer. So, because there's been a lot of women that have been really pissed off about this, apparently. And, you know, the videos made on it. And I actually saw the other day a video made by someone called Rags, I think his name is. I didn't know who he was. He's a bigger YouTuber, like in the 100,000s. I didn't know who he was, but it came up in my suggested videos, and it was him talking about this fact. And he was bringing into reference another video of two females standing there talking about how basically unjust it was that there were no female characters in Battlefield 1. And, you know, basically, even though historically there wasn't really women on the front line in Battlefield, in World War 1, then, you know, you shouldn't let that sort of hold you back in a game that's supposed to be creative. Now, people might think that me as a female gamer would be going along with this whole movement. Hell yeah, there should be a female playable character option in every single game, regardless of what the game is based on. But no, I'm not of that opinion at all. I'm not stupid. I know that, especially with a game like Battlefield 1, which is based on the Great War, which really wasn't great, World War 1, it's a sensitive subject. They want to make this game, they want to make it good, they want to make it entertaining, but they also have to be respectful to it. And they have to get facts right. They have to get them historically right. And that is the point of this, is that there really wasn't any women on the front line in World War 1. You might have had a few, like the Russian Battalion of Death, which was 5,000 women, which didn't last very long. And I don't think many of them survived either. But, you know, I don't think DICE, by not putting women in Battlefield 1, I don't think they're being horrible to women. I don't think they're trying to put down the role of the woman during the war, because you couldn't put down you couldn't put that down. Women during the war, they had their own role. It was either if they were there on near the front lines, they wouldn't have ever been on the front lines really. They would have been near the front lines as nurses maybe, or they would have been back home doing the jobs that usually men would have done, like making ammunitions. And they would have also been trying to look after a family, deal out with, you know, because obviously back in wartime it was horrible at home as well. There was rations. Women were having to look after their kids on their own and supply, you know, they were having to go to work and bring home enough money to be able to raise their children because the men were at war, and they were having to do the jobs that men would normally do because the men weren't there. And obviously these women didn't have a clue what they were fucking doing with these jobs, and they had to learn that quick and get doing it. So I really don't think they're putting down the part that women played in the war. They just, the part that women played in the war just isn't to do with this game, because this game is about the front line, and there it was predominantly male. I'm sorry, it was predominantly male. If you were going to put a female character into Battlefield multiplayer, it would have to be like one on each team, in which case you might as well not put any in, because otherwise you're going to sort of say I'm playing Battlefield 1 and there's one female for your team. There's one female character for your team. The game doesn't know that I'm the female on the team, so it's going to give me that female. No, I'll probably end up with a male, and a male will end up with the fucking female. You might as well not bother. Just keep it how it was. Keep it how it really was. And I'm not one of these idiots that thinks that a game should change historical facts and basically try to rewrite history just to make a few certain idiots feel like they are being supported, and that, you know, oh, they're not being horrible to women. They weren't being fucking horrible to women. They're just going by historical facts. That is literally it. And I'm sorry, but I don't know why they're attacking Battlefield 1, because Call of Duty for years did not have a female playable character, and they were doing wars, like Modern Warfare 2 was set like pretty present time where females are in the military. So if you were going to bash on any game, you'd start bashing on games like that. But then nobody bothered with those games when they came out. It wasn't a problem then. It's only a problem now when there's these feminists that are coming up and going way too fucking far with it. Yes, I believe that men and women are equal and they should be equal in this day and age. But you can't rewrite fucking history. Now, I'm nearly 29 years old. I've been gaming for as long as I can remember. I can remember gaming when I was a little girl, playing on the Sega Master System and the Sega Mega Drive and playing Sonic and all that jazz. I've been gaming for a long time. So I'm used to not really having a female character to play as. Because back in the day, really it was all predominantly male characters until I would say about the time Lara Croft came out. Who, by the way, yeah, I like the Tomb Raider series, but she is one female character that I cannot relate to. I just can't. I like the games, but I just can't get myself emotionally invested in her story. It just doesn't happen. But regardless, yes, I was used to it being male characters. Sonic, Mario, all of those. All male characters that you played as. Did I let that stop me from playing the game? No. I just got on with it. And one of the games that I probably sunk the most hours into ever in my whole sort of gaming career would be GTA San Andreas. That game is the shit. If they remastered that, I'd be so happy. I absolutely love that game. Absolutely adore it. Now, could I say that I could, if I wanted to be a twat, turn around and say, well, I couldn't emotionally invest myself in that game and get immersed in it because you were playing as a black man and I'm a white woman. Fuck off. That game was probably the game that I got the most immersed into ever. Even though I'm a white woman and I was playing a game as a black man, who I used to give blonde cornrows to, because I used to love it when you could change their hair, I still absolutely love that game. And because the story was well written, I was able to emotionally invest myself in CJ. Like, literally, I would tell people he was my little CJ. You know what I mean? I wouldn't let the fact that he was a man and of another race stop me from getting immersed and emotionally involved in the game. Like, I literally loved CJ. I loved his whole story because the story was well written, and that's what it boils down to. That's the only thing that matters. That is the only thing that matters, is that the story is well written. That is the only thing that matters for you to be able to get immersed and emotionally involved in the game. That is all that matters. Do you think that there are a load of girls all over the world that couldn't get into Harry Potter because Harry's a fucking man? No, of course not. You know, I've read the Harry Potter books, each one of them about 6 times. You know, and it wasn't for fucking Hermione, I tell you that much. It was because the story was good. And that's all it takes. That's all it takes is for a story to be good. It doesn't matter that I'm a female. It doesn't mean I must have a female character so that I can relate to them. No. I'm able to relate to Harry Potter. Well, not relate to him because I'm not magical. But do you know what I mean? It doesn't mean... No, I don't need to relate to them as such. I just need to be able to understand the story and it be a good story. That's all that matters. So in conclusion, if you are a feminist and you feel very, very strongly about women's rights and equality for all women, how about you, instead of attacking a fucking video game that is just trying to go by historical facts, how about you focus your time and your energy and your effort into something actually important and worthwhile, like how women are being treated like absolute shite and are being treated like second-class citizens and being beaten and brutally murdered in certain countries in this world because women are seen as second-class citizens over there, and where there are certain countries where female genital mutilation is still going on, and focus your efforts on that kind of shit and getting that shit changed rather than attacking something as stupid and idiotic as if there is a female playable character in multiplayer in a fucking video game. That is all I'm going to say on the matter, because quite frankly, I think it's absolutely stupid. If you really give a shit about women's rights and equality for women, focus it on what is actually wrong with this world, not a fucking video game that is just trying to stick to historical facts. But anyway, guys, that has been it from me. I hope you've enjoyed today's commentary. Been a little bit of a rant in some ways, but anyway, guys, I love you and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, guys. Bye. Fucking feminists.